My name is Cheryl Main. I was Cheryl Stone, and I arrived here in 1962. When we came to look it over, it was just red dirt. There was not one blade of grass anywhere, wasn't any trees. And my brother in the back seat of the car said, "You want to go there?" And I kind of cringed actually too, but I was so determined to get to go to a Christian school that it was worth it. We lived in Cave Junction, and it was quite a drive then because the road was much narrower. So I enrolled into the dorm, and they had a variety of ages of kids that were in the dorm. The girls were on one side and the boys were on the other. So I roomed with a couple other teenagers, and we became very close. It was very difficult when I first came because the first few weeks I was not used to staying away from my folks. And I'd go home on the weekends and I'd cry, and Mom would say, "You don't have to go back." "No, no, I want to." So it was very difficult, but yet I was so determined and loved it so much that they overcame that. The track out here consisted of a cow field, and there was just a little narrow, probably foot wide circle that was called the track. The baseball field was just red dirt and rock. The track was so full of holes that you had to be really careful you didn't turn an ankle. A discipline was a rubber hose, and it was probably 2 feet long, and it just laid on the blackboard. And if you chewed gum, you got swatted. If you, of course, didn't get your homework done, or were disrespectful in any way, you'd get swatted. And of course, there's always those who'd want to push the envelope, so to speak. And one time, one of the students took and cut it into 1-inch segments, and then turned it just so that the back was attached. And so then on purpose did something so that the teacher would grab the hose, and as he flung it back, it went into a million pieces. Of course, I'm sure that he lost control of the class that time because they were all laughing and cutting up. There was a little shed type room off from the office, straight out this direction. And again, it was just big river rock, is all the ground covered. There was no grass or anything, but this and we were supposed to make a number of items in sewing class throughout the year, and one was a suit and one was a dressy dress. And so I'd asked my teacher, Mrs. Miner, I said, for my dressy dress, could I make my wedding dress? Because at New Hope you couldn't be engaged officially, and so I thought maybe she'd have to go before the board and ask permission, and she said, "No, that's fine, let's make it." And she was as excited as I was about making it. And actually there's a picture in one of the school annuals of me and her standing over this clump of white on the table, and because we kind of messed it up a little bit so it wouldn't look quite so look at this, promoting marriage and like that.